something, boy?
I phoned it up, bro.
I'm glad I ain't start recording.
All right, I'm good.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
No, come on, man. Get it right, man.
All right, I'm good.
They watching us. All right. What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the After 29 podcast. This is episode 33. I dress, therefore I am. I'm Vincent Dunstan, a.k.a. Minister V. Let's get it going.
It's your boy, Malcolm Davis, Man of Steel.
Clayton Foster, Big Shoulder Brother in the building.
Mozzie Boone, happy to be here.
All right, guys, let's talk to God. Eternal God, our Father, we come to you on this Friday evening, Lord, to give your name honor, glory, and praise, Lord. Lord, we ask that you would just bless the members of this podcast, Lord, and bless our topic, Lord, and Lord, we pray that everything that is said is pleasing unto you, Lord, and we pray that this message reaches somebody and that they get something out of this. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys, let's get it going. Tonight's topic is I dress, therefore I am. Let us explain that a little bit. What we're talking about for us men, especially dressing the part and not only dressing the part, but looking, a certain way for a particular situation. I think Clay put it as, putting your best foot forward in every situation. So we know there's many situations where, be it, career wise or date wise, church wise, or whatever the case may be, whatever it is, sometimes we have to tailor our appearance to our situation, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we do believe in being best dressed and putting our best foot forward, so to guarantee success in any situation, what are some of the significances that come with looking the part in any situation? Let's talk about that.
I mean, you should always be the best dressed you can be no matter what you do, man. If you're going to a club, then you should dress up to go to the club. As you should try to be the best looking guy at the club.
Right, you want to
If
be
you
fresh.
want some results.
Right,
If you want results. And that's what I was about to say, man. The best dressed man always, women seems to always be more attracted to the guys that's dressed the best. Women like men that's in suits.
Right.
I never heard a woman said a guy was ugly in a dress suit. Even the ugly guys in suits look good to women.
Right.
So
Right.
It's true. It's true. I'm telling you, man.
I mean, women don't say that they love a man in a suit.
Right. Even the ugly guys get complimented when they're in a suit. So you should always look good.
He's still ugly. He's still ugly. He just clean.
He might have went from a 4 to a 5 because of the suit.
Increase, bro. Increase.
Yeah, I think we often don't think like how important it is in like many different facets. Like, of course, professionally, you want to look nice, and especially if you're in sales, like you look good, you're gonna feel good. Like you look in the mirror, like, oh yeah, I'm looking good today. I'm selling 10 units today. So so it's important in that aspect, but it's also important like in your personal life, like you're going on a date, like especially if you've like been with someone for a while, it's important to look nice when you're going out with like your significant other. Like you can't be taking your wife out on a date and you got some daggone stained up khakis or some raggedy pants or something. You want to look nice because you want her to look nice when you taking her out.
Right.
Like she beside you, so we gotta do the same thing too. So
Right.
And even like I think in just like everyday things, like I hate when I go out to like Wingstop or go to the grocery store or something. I see a dude just looking sloppy. He got like them Nike slides on, some daggone basketball shorts hanging off, a holy shirt. Like, bro, you look like trash, man.
And you never know. You might meet your wife at Wingstop.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you ain't going to meet her looking like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, unless she just as trashy as you, and then hey, that might be your soulmate.
I'll still be grouch.
But yeah, I mean, people like someone's always looking at you or whatnot. So I mean, it's always best to be on your A game at all times by dressing nicely or whatnot. And then also, when people look at you and they see that you're dressing nice, I mean, they can tell that you're a confident person or whatnot. So, I mean, definitely make sure that you looking nice, no matter in whatever situation you're in, but going for a job, going on a date, going to the club or church, whatever. Make sure that you always, dressing good because I mean, people are always looking at you. So,
yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree. The significance that that comes with looking the part, best dress, and all of that, man. First of all, like I said, man, I mean, there's times to be a bum. I don't think in
when you're
any
mowing
situation.
grass.
Yeah. I don't think any situation in public is that time. And I don't want to get off topic real quick, but I'm gonna throw this out there. Like everybody was trying to clown, the comedian Monique about when she was talking about the girls with the bonnets and all of that. She wasn't downing them, but what she was saying was, which I believe even for us guys, nobody's saying be in a 3-piece suit everywhere you go, but take a little pride in your presentation because your representation of who you are your first product, regardless of what situation you're in, whether you're dating situation, church situation, job situation, you are the product. And if you don't have a presentable product, no one's going to take you serious. You know what I'm saying? So when, she addressed the young ladies, going out with pajamas on and bedroom slippers and bonnets on their hair. First of all, I hate seeing them, and that's just my opinion. I hate seeing those in public. There's nothing wrong with young ladies having their hair wrapped because maybe you're not ready to present your hair yet.
Those are night clothes.
Yeah,
when you're
but
not getting freaky.
Yeah, but I in public, I believe just be, as the word said, do everything in decency and in order.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even when I get picked on a little bit, by some of my friends, when they see me, and going out the house, they be like, damn, you get dressed up as soon as you wake up, just to go to the store. I'm like, yeah, not that I get all like G'd up, but like I have to throw on something decent. I'm not going to go in my basketball shorts, my ripped up t-shirts and stuff like that. That's round the house wear. Even if I'm like Malcolm said, mowing the grass or I'm outside of the house, that time is appropriate, for that. But if I'm going into anywhere public, that's inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? Right. And, so, I believe like y'all in any situation, you need to, definitely look the part or whatever. And I think no public situation, regardless of what it is not appropriate to like being, like Mikey said, your bedroom clothes. Right. That's just not appropriate, right. So, and now let's talk about some of the advantages of being, well dressed and groomed. Let's put that in there, groomed too. And I'll start that off, being, some of those advantages, man, like y'all said, people take you serious.
Yep.
You put your best foot forward. You instill trust and confidence in people. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say if it's a dating situation, I get noticed. You know what I'm saying? I'm dressed, I'm groomed, my face is clean, my shoes are clean. And now, let me also say this too. You being best dressed and looking the part, you do that to the best of your ability. Right. So if you do have a couple of stains on your pants, if that's all you have, that's all you have. Right. But the problem is, and why we even brought this up, because we see it so much, especially with some of the younger, I ain't gonna say younger, because it's people our age too, that think it's okay to be out there looking like little bums. Right. Or like, I'm like, y'all, I hate them little Nike slides. I hate. They look to me. Right. That's house like lazy. You look you look dirty. Look, you haven't washed. To me, dudes, they got on these Nike slides and they got on these dingy ass white socks. Or
wife beater.
Yeah, and like that. I'm like, y'all look dirty. I don't care if you're offended by that. This is Vincent speaking. Y'all look dirty. Like put a little pride in your appearance. And I'm not saying get G'd up everywhere you go. I mean, but like I said, some of those advantages, man, you instill confidence in in other people and in yourself. Because like I said, when I look good, I feel good, and when I feel good, I tend to do better at whatever I'm doing, whether it's a dating situation or when I go to church and I look good. I feel better, and when I feel better and I'm not worried about how I look, I tend to be more attentive to the word and and what's going on around me. Or if it's a job situation, I walk in with my chest out and my head high because I got this. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Somebody else take over there, man.
Yeah, just like Deion Sanders said, man, if you look good, you feel good, you play good, you play good, they pay good.
Exactly.
And that's just what it is, man. Me and Clayton, we've been in sales for a long time. And the person that looks the best normally do the best in sales. So people will take you serious, especially if you negotiate. You trying to sell a $50,000 car. They want you to look apart, like you know what you're talking about.
Look like you belong here.
Like you belong here. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't want to go to a bank and go to a banker and their pants is hanging down. You'll take your money out of that bank and put it at another bank.
Right. Yeah, because even though it's in an institution, I'm afraid to hand you my money.
I'm afraid to hand you your money and those things. And I just think it's so much benefit, especially in the business world, for looking apart. Now, I ain't saying you have to wear a 3-piece suit every day, but you should dress nice when you go to work. from 9 to 5, dress nice. 501, if you want to, go home and dress however you want to, go for it. But between the hours of your work, you should dress to the best of that of your ability.
In that
the
situation.
dress code and the dress code.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's super important, especially as black men, because oftentimes like we all seen it as a threat sometimes, even when we have on a suit or a uniform, like a work uniform, and then we just make it worse for ourselves when you out looking a mess. And because I mean, people say, "Oh, well, you shouldn't judge." Yeah, you shouldn't. But that ain't the world we live. That ain't reality. People judge on what you look like all the time, and you can't help it. It's just human nature. People gonna judge you. And I done got on Mazio before with them sweatpants. Like, bruh, don't wear them sweatpants, man. Wear some jeans. Wear something, bro.
Right. Yeah, because he always be saying I look like an old man or whatnot. So.
Well, the thing is, at our age, there's a particular, not saying that there's a dress code for being 35, 36, but the point is, like,
you gotta dress your age.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. Because I ain't nothing worse than seeing a man 35 trying to keep up with the
jeans
look.
on.
Yeah, and all jokes aside, you 35 and you up here trying to keep up with the 21-year-olds. Like me and my son, we was at the mall the other day, and it was a joke between us. Like we were looking at some clothes in the store, and clearly we can both shop in this same store, but the style that we are looking at is very different. And he's like, "Yo, Dad, you should rock these." I'm like, "No, those are appropriate for you. You're not gonna catch me in that." I was like, first of all, I'm 5'8", 236 pounds. You're not gonna catch me in anything that says skinny. I was like, you are streaming, but it's appropriate for you. You're 17 years old. You can wear the skinny jeans and those types of things if that's what you like.
Can't wear no skinny jeans. You working with a monster.
Okay, moving right along. Thank you.
But one other thing too that I don't think we really talked about is guys our age still thinking it's like 2001, still wearing the old school stuff that's played out. Like sometimes people our age and older, they still try to wear the stuff that
the wide leg jeans. Those are gone.
Those
long t-shirts.
Mazio and them baggy jeans.
Those are the guys that wear the tank tops though, the white beaters.
Yeah.
But I mean,
in public.
In public.
And I mean, like what Malcolm and Clayton said, and pretty much Vincent said as well. I mean, the advantages of you looking nice. I mean, but going for a job interview, they're going to take you seriously. They're going to look at you and say, okay, this is a man that is about his business. And same thing for y'all selling cars. If a lady came in there or a dude came in there like trying to purchase a vehicle or whatnot, and she looks around and sees like y'all dressing nice, she's going to be like, okay, I want to talk to them because they seem like they're all about their business, that they got this stuff together, and that they know this stuff or whatever. Right. And I mean, it's not cool to judge, but I mean that's the world we live in. I mean,
people judge all the time.
Exactly. You sitting up here at work at Burger King or something like that, you wearing them tight pants and you trying to bust a sag or whatever. I'm not trying to buy no food from you because I mean, who knows if you keep yourself clean or whatnot. And I mean, for dudes that be sagging, I don't like that. Y'all keep that up. I mean, the booty warrior out here, he
they
like
be
this
sagging
stuff.
with skinny jeans now.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
That's because they can't pull them up.
Yeah, I mean,
and
and
size 20.
And if dudes actually look at the term, like the meaning behind busting a sag, hopefully they would want to pull their pants up.
Most people know the term, they just don't care.
But your boy, the booty warrior, he like that joint. So,
the craziest thing I saw when I used to work at Spectrum, I went down to the cafeteria or whatever to get lunch. There's this dude sitting there. He had on a wife beater. I'm like, what? We were supposed to dress business casual. This dude was sitting there eating lunch. Maybe he left his shirt at his desk. But the dude had a wife beater on, just eating lunch. I'm like, wait, no way. He's still here working this whole shift with nothing but a wife beater on.
And I mean, for me, for example, when I had my job interview last year or whatnot, even though it was a Zoom call from home, I still wore like a complete suit or whatnot because I mean I'm trying to get the job. I mean I want them to see that I care about myself, that I have confidence in myself or whatnot. So yeah, I mean the way you dress, I mean definitely shows a lot. And
okay, I don't know about that one because I be having Zoom meetings at home too. No, don't get me wrong. The part that they can see, don't get me wrong. I had on a nice polo and at the time I had on a polo and a jacket, but I ain't gonna lie. Below that nigga want number draws. Draws and socks.
What they can see.
Look, all I said was, I hope I don't have to get up. But you're absolutely right. It's just if you don't take yourself seriously, how can you expect somebody else to take you serious? And like I said, it really doesn't matter the situation. Like I said, whether it's a job or whether you're going to the store. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't believe in looking like a clown when I go out in public. So yes, I am one of those people when I wake up, if I have to go to Food Lion or, whatever grocery store, I'm going to put on something decent. I will not go looking like I should just be hanging around the house.
Right.
There's appropriate looks for every situation, so, and one of the things we did just talk about, is confidence, it instills confidence, so, but now how does looking apart, and y'all touched on it talking about prime time and how, what he said, and, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, they pay you good. You know what I'm saying? Or they pay you well, excuse my language. But how does looking the part affect your confidence though?
So I would tell you this, man. Me and Clayton, we played football, and Coach Howell made sure we had pretty, really nice uniforms. And we used to win quite a bit of games. But we also played schools that didn't have great uniforms, and those teams, they just wasn't good. And I think you have to it's small things like those things that inspires confidence in people. And I just think so I'm in sales. I sell flooring. So I done had customers come up to me and say they went with me just because I dress nice and I look better than the other company. So that put confidence in them that I would do the right thing, and I wasn't going to take their money from them. And it happens quite often, especially if you have projects around the home. So make sure you do your research on the company. But if the guy comes to your house in jeans and those things on, and then another person comes to the house and he got a nice khakis on and a nice button-up shirt, and he's really professional, you're probably going to go with the more professional of the company, even though the price might be a little bit more. You're willing to spend a little bit more for better quality. And sometimes somebody dressing nice will you automatically think that they know what they're doing and that they have more quality in their work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's important to care about your appearance, because my motto is how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you don't care enough to take pride in your appearance before you leave the house, like whatever you're doing when you leave the house, you're not going to care about that either, because you don't care enough to even take a second thought about like what you look like. So why would you care about anything else?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's like you look at it like this way. I mean, you have a car or whatnot. You want to make sure that your car is clean or whatnot. And basically, like, you have your car clean. It's just like you wearing something nice or whatnot. You have confidence in keeping your car clean. It's just pretty much it's the same thing. And I mean, having confidence in yourself goes a long way, because I mean, if I'm dressed nice, even though I might not, like, there might be other people out here that's dressed the same way and having, like, for example, I'm going out here trying to get a IT job or whatever, and I'm dressing nice. I have confidence saying I'm gonna be the person to get this job. And even though there's other people that might have more experience, but by me dressing up like that, I'm gonna feel way confident thinking I'm gonna grab this job or whatnot, over than someone that is not dressed to par or whatever. So I mean, they're gonna take me more serious, and
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when I look good, in that particular situation, for me, that's just one less thing that I'm worried about, so, and actually this will transition us to our next point, about, looking the part, how is it connected with a success in the business or a career or whatever, when I look good, or when I at least feel comfortable, and I'm dressed the part or whatever, that's the one thing that's not on my mind when I'm trying to pitch a business idea, or in you guys' cases, you're trying to make a sale, or you're trying to, fix a problem or something like that. The last thing I'm worried about is, damn, how do I look? Or, or don't get me wrong, some people, even if they in like a wife beater and some shorts, they really don't care how they look or whatever, but you to me, you can't feel all that confident in your ability when you out with some slides on, some dusty socks and some shorts on, when you're trying to handle business or whatever, so to me, that overall look and to me, when I look like success, I do feel better about the success of what I'm doing, whether it be if I'm trying to, like I said, run a business, or if I'm trying to, advance in my career, or just perform in my career. You know what I'm saying? That's just one thing I don't need when I'm trying to do my job. It's worrying about my look, or, I don't need other people looking at me too. Let's just say if I feel like I'm comfortable in how I look and I'm doing my job, the last thing I need is the person that is relying on me to, do this service for them is, they looking at like, damn, can he get it done? Cause he like a bum. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the last thing I need, so, how, y'all speak on that. Like how is looking the part connected with the success in business and career?
Yeah. So I just think if you look apart and you look professional, I think barriers start coming down, especially if you're a black man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a black man in sales and you're trying to sell a white person a car, make them less afraid of you, and then you can negotiate prices, because nobody is going to buy a car from you or anything from you if they don't like you at all. Right. So I think barriers start coming down, and some of those stereotypes might even go away as well if you well dressed. And I will tell you, the well-dressed men normally are very, very successful. If you look at some of the top salesmen, no matter in what industry they are in, even in house, even if you're selling homes, you go and you look at some real estate agents and they wear jeans and
nice
t-shirts,
blazer.
T-shirts or you see some of these guys on billboards where you see them in ties and suits and those things, and they typically are more successful than the guys that wear shorts and t-shirts showing houses all those times. So just like they're in sales as well, make sure you just look apart. And I just think barriers come down, and when barriers come down, you can change ideas, and you can change money when ideas will change.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so again, like, me and Malcolm been in sales for a long time. Like, the dealership we used to work at, like when I first started working there for like the first couple years, like they had like polo shirts with the company name and stuff on it, but I would rarely wear them. I had like maybe one or two of them. I got more as time went on, but I just felt more comfortable wearing like my ties or my bow ties and a button up shirt and stuff. I just felt better, and I think it was mainly because I think I had to do that because I'm a black man, so I think that my appearance just looked better when I wore a tie and stuff. I mean, I ended up starting to wear a lot more of those shirts later on as I was there, and I built up my clients, so I had people coming back. They already knew me, but like when I first started, you would never catch me in one of those polos. Right. I would always be in a shirt and tie or bow tie. Just I don't know. That's just me. I just felt better and felt more confident in gaining new customers because I'm new at this. I don't have no clientele at this point, so I felt like I couldn't slip. Yeah, I mean the polos I look perfectly fine, but I think oftentimes as black men we have it sucks, but we have to go above and beyond to look a certain way just so that we're not even judged. But I mean it's still going to happen because I mean we've seen tons of times where customers came in, they didn't want to work with a certain person because they were black. Yeah,
and we're going to touch on that in just a second here about how this is even more important for black men.
Right. Yeah. I mean because for us being black men, we already have strikes against us already. So why should we add on to that or whatnot? By you dressing nicely. For example, Malcolm and Clayton in sales or whatever, they're dressed up nicely. People come in, they're like, okay, these people are sharp or whatnot. Like I can definitely, I feel like I can trust them or whatever. And they'll definitely satisfy my needs. Not like, satisfy my needs or whatever. But it's like also, when you're working with the company and you're dressed nicely, I mean, people are always looking at you. So maybe you might have someone that's looking up to you saying, okay, this person's dressing sharp. I'm going to start dressing up sharp like that. Right. Maybe, and then they see that you get a promotion or something like that. I'm like, I'm going to start caring about myself and dress up nicely as well. Maybe good things might come out. I might get a promotion or a raise or something like that.
Right.
And then another thing is just that, for example, if a man that's not dressed as sharply as a man that's like, for example, he's like wearing jeans and his shirt like, wrinkled or whatnot, kind of busting sag, comparing to a dude that's like fully in a full-blown suit or whatever. I mean, if it's coming to a time where, like, for example, they're trying to say like I want to run this big project or my business. Who are they gonna choose? They're gonna choose the man in the suit or whatever because they feel like he's all together instead of the dude
cares
that's
more.
he cares more about the business.
Yeah, because if he cares more about his appearance, he cares more about the task.
Right.
Versus doing it. If you, and that's the thing. If you don't put effort into yourself, I can't trust you to put effort into this $1 million project.
Exactly.
You don't even care about yourself.
Right.
You know. So you self-starting is the basis of everything. You know what I'm saying? And like Clay said, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Right.
So if you dress you like a bum, you're gonna do the job like a bum.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean that happens quite often in corporate 500 companies or whatnot.
Yeah.
So in the corporate world,
You know, and glad y'all did touch on this a little bit. You know, looking up, and we do know this as black men. Like I said, we live in a world where equality and equity is not a thing yet. It's not really where it should. Let me say it's not where it should be. You know what I'm saying? So, and we know that, you know, looking apart is imperative to everyone's success. That, you know, no one's going to argue that. But, you know, why is it even more important for black men to look the part and to present a well-groomed appearance? And I know y'all touched on this a little bit because, first of all, not trying to be a victim because we're not victims at all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we are already at a disadvantage the moment somebody comes into a place of business and they see salesmen and women walking around and some of them are white or Asian or whatever the case may be, and they see a black person there. They're already, like, depending on the person, let's just say if it's a person who's really not all that familiar and comfortable with black people yet, right? And then he or she walks in and they see a black person. They're already thinking like, oh, they can't this and they can't that. So, and then let's just say couple that, that black person who's not well groomed and who's not dressed for the part.
Right.
Now you got another negative on you. Bad enough we already can't change the minds of people in this world, especially stupid people and racist people. We can't change their minds.
Right.
I don't believe that looking the part is important for blacks because we need to change the minds of others necessarily. Right. But I do believe that I say don't already add to your struggle. Right. You already have a struggle as a black man. Right. Sometimes just because of your skin color, you could be in a nice Armani suit, nice shoes and things like that, well groomed in the face, hair and all of that. And you're smart. You have the ability, you have the skills and all of that. You're still already at a disadvantage. Right. Why add to that by not taking care of yourself? You know what I'm saying? So I think just as black men, and like I said, we're talking about corporate and working, but that goes in every situation. I think as black men, we need our women to take us seriously. Yeah. So, if I go to pick up a woman for a day, or if I just go see her, I'm going to be presentable because I want her to take me serious as a man.
You're dressed to impress.
Exactly. If I'm going to the club,
especially if you want them draws that night.
Because of course, the type of women that we are all attracted to, we're attracted to women with standards, and part of those standards means we must meet those or exceed them. Right. And I like a woman with standards, and I would like to exceed those, hopefully, so yeah, I want to be best dressed when I go to the store. I'm a single man. I don't know. Like one of you said, I might meet my wife while I'm out.
Right.
Who knows? So I want to, like I said, I ain't gonna be G'd up when I go to Walmart, but I'm gonna be presentable. Right. Just because I never know who I may run into, or I never know who's looking at me. So as a black man, I have to put my best foot forward. Right. Because I'm already 2 steps behind. So I got to play a little catch up. And you know what? That's just the life. That's the hand that was dealt to me. I just got to play it well. I'm not going to add to the detriment. So,
yeah, I mean, and it's like you have to think about it like this as well. I mean, you're selling yourself. You want to make sure that I'm at my A game or whatnot. I'm selling myself to you and showing you that I'm serious I'm all about my business. I'm serious. I'm confident. And if you go with me, I mean, you definitely won't go wrong. So by you showing like that person that the way you're dressed, that you're like well groomed and kept together, whatnot, they more than likely, I mean, you'll bag a job. Get a girl. Anything. So yeah, I mean, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's very important. Like some of us don't even know like the importance of like some of the, like I've seen younger guys who don't know like if they're going to like a job interview or like even like when they're in high school going to like a college day. You can't just be wearing regular hoodie and regular t-shirt. You don't have to wear a suit, but you need to wear like at least a button-up shirt or polo or something. You got to at least look nice when you're doing things. But oftentimes we don't even know that we need to do that, especially as black men. We're already looked down upon in situations. Even sometimes you can be dressed to the T and still people are gonna look at you like a certain way. But you don't want to make it worse for you. You don't want that to be more of a risk of that happening. Right. But some people are just stupid. Like we seen it all the time. People came into the dealership like, well, I don't want to work with them because they black. And one time, I was in my office in the back, and one of the guys that worked with me, he was like, man, I just had this customer came in. He went up to the tower and told James he didn't want to work with me because I was black. It was a dude and his wife. I said, let me go see these people. I went up there. They was black, bro. They said they didn't want to work with no black people. That was crazy.
And that's a shame. You know,
it is.
Yeah. So and I'm glad you actually said part of what you said. You said some of these young guys, they'll show up to like interviews or college day or whatever the case may be, in all the wrong gear or whatever. You know,
they don't be knowing.
Yeah, and you're right. Some of them because they haven't been taught better. They haven't been taught some of these things. So we're all
That's why we got to teach them.
Well, exactly. And we're all we're professionals in our different respects here. Let's talk to these brothers right now. Let's tell them what some of the appropriate looks are for different situations. There's work, there's dates, there's just being out in public, job interviews, colleges, just whatever different situations. Talk to them brothers right now, and because like I said, some of them don't know, as y'all just said. Let's school them on it right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a job and they say business casual, what does business casual mean? That means at least have some khakis on or some slacks, either some boat shoes or some nice. I like to wear Oxfords.
Yep.
I think Clayton like to wear them as well.
Give me some hard bottoms.
Yeah, and a nice button-up shirt or a polo, and that's business casual. And you should wear that if the black men, if you want to take it one step further, put on a tie.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nothing.
I don't like bow ties, but go ahead.
We're gonna do some work on them.
We'll get them. We'll get them.
But yeah, I think every man should know how to tie a tie. Like I know somebody around you that can teach you how to tie a tie. It's not that hard. Tons of ways to do it. Yeah. And it's no excuse because if you don't have nobody around you that knows how to tie a tie, YouTube. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, Google. Like it's no excuse. That's a key. You should know how to tie a tie. You should have like Michael said, some Oxfords or like some nice loafers. You should have some nice shoes that aren't sneakers. Like we can spend all this money on Jordans. You waiting outside waiting for the Jordans to drop. Bro, you can go
spending $200-300, and most casual shoes are less than $100.
You can get some nice Oxfords for
$100. If you spend $200 on the Jordans, man, if you go to a nice shoe store, you can get some real nice dress shoes for $200, bro. So I think sometimes we make excuses for the things that we want versus the things that we should have.
Right. And for those that that don't have the funds there, I mean, you can always go to Walmart or Goodwill or some type of thrift store, pick up a nice pair a button-up shirt or a polo shirt or something like that, slacks, khakis, whatever, and dress shoes or whatever.
And even like Fashion Nova, they be having like cheap stuff and they look nice. You can get a button-up shirt.
K&G Fashion.
There's tons of places you can go.
Exactly.
So I mean, there's no excuse for you not to look good or dress the par or whatnot. I mean, because like you said, I mean, you can spend $200 on a pair of J's. You can spend $200 on some nice clothes, and the thing is, $200 going to like stores like that'll take you a long way. You could probably buy like maybe about 3-4 pair of jeans. I mean, well, not jeans, but like khakis or something like that, and some button-up shirts or whatever.
Most khakis don't cost a lot of money anyway.
Exactly.
And then it's one of those things. Like I said,
well,
with
for
these,
y'all.
Well, I mean, but still, in general,
the big niggas. We gotta pay a little bit more. We got more fabric in there. We gotta pay for the extra fabric.
But still, but in general though, khakis and slacks don't cost a lot.
Every man should have those things in their closet. We're not saying you should have nothing but those things, but you should have a nice pair of Oxfords. Yeah, you should have some khakis. And you should have
a suit jacket.
And like I said, some of those different situations. We keep referring back to job. I mean, because first of all, how you going to have success in your life if you either don't have a job or you run your own business? Right. Unless you get lucky and hit the lottery, then you don't have anything to worry about. jobs. You know, like me being in management for the last, 12, 13 years, I see it all the time, especially with brothers. And I ain't gonna lie, I have pulled some of them to the side, these young brothers, and I'm talking to them. And let me stop saying young, because there's some of these dudes have been about my age. I pull them to the side. I'm like, look, when you come to an interview, I'm not saying put on a suit and tie, but like you guys said, pair of slacks, khakis, loafers, casual shoe. Don't even have. Ain't nobody tell you to go buy some expensive Stacey Adams or anything like that. Just something simple.
You can get some pretty good boat shoes, 40, 50 bucks.
Exactly.
Right.
That.
DSW,
okay. You don't have a button-up shirt. That's okay. You have to do, but you can't tell me that you can't afford a $9.99 polo shirt, or because you're too busy out here trying to impress your friends. If you can come here with a Gucci shirt on, which I'm pretty sure cost you about like $80-$90, you can buy a $10 button up or a $10 polo shirt. When you go to an interview, this is one of those things that I used to school these guys. I'm like, when you go to an interview, pants, slacks, polo, button up, sweater, something casual. Like Michael said, the business casual look. All right, let's transition from job. College, same thing. Like you're going to meet with administrators here. Applying for a college is almost like applying for a job. There are certain credentials that you must present, and yourself is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like especially like if you're trying to get into a particular program, they're not going to take you serious. If you look like a bum, you look like you're going to be trouble when you get here. Right. Same thing with a lady. If you call yourself trying to, you trying to, talk to a particular woman or something like that, and you walking up to her, your pants are sagging, you got on these ugly little Nike slides or whatever, and you got on this raggedy hoodie or just a tank top, but you want, now unless you're going for some little hood booger, that works.
Women look at your shoes, even the hood boogers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But some of them are okay with the socks and slides or whatever, but my thing is, if you're putting your best foot forward, now I'm not trying to give you fashion advice, for these guys out here that are listening. I'm not trying to give you fashion advice, but what I'm saying is there are certain looks that are appropriate for certain situations. You know what I'm saying? When you... Look, unless you're going out on a casual day, if you call yourself, I have seen people say, I'm taking my lady out on a nice formal wear date. To them, that means jeans, sneakers, and a polo. I'm like, to me, that sounds more like a little bit club wear to me. Tux. Yeah. Either a tux, a suit, or something a little bit more casual, and things like that. But you know what? I found out in this day and age, a lot of brothers don't even know what that look means. They got a church look if they go. They think that formal means church.
A lot of people don't. A lot of black men don't go to a lot of formal events like galas and those things. Yeah, and I think a lot of us don't know what formal gear is. Yeah, a lot of us don't know what to wear with a tuxedo, and a lot of us just don't know because we don't go to a lot of formal events, black tie events, and those things. But I mean, that's some things that we need to know. What to wear to formal events like proms, and those things, because you might get invited to a fundraiser that's a black tie event, and you want to look a part if you go to those things.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, man, look, there's different looks for different situations, and we need to be knowledgeable and open ourselves up to it. You can't wear Nikes everywhere you go. I mean, you could. You're just going to look like a sore thumb when you're there. You're going to look inappropriate or out of place, and no one's going to take you serious.
You definitely can't wear Nikes to a formal event.
Yeah, I think sometimes people they see people like how sometimes Cam Newton be wearing crazy stuff, or like Lil Wayne or Jay-Z, like they can have their hair wild, but they got millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah,
they can do that.
And they answer to no one.
Right, they're already established. They don't have to worry about that. Because I mean, at first they were at most of our levels, like they had to start at the bottom. They had to make sure.
But they don't wear that stuff at the Met Gala.
Right, right. They still understand they got to dress a certain way in certain places.
Yeah, so I mean, once you get yourself well established, where you're making millions and millions of dollars, hey, by all means, do what dress the way you want to dress. You want to look like Pilgrim or something like that? That's on you. Because you already.
Hey, Cam Newton, he had that one picture. He was looking like a Pilgrim.
Yeah, but I mean,
like a damn Quaker, like a black Quaker.
Looking like the Puritans.
That's probably why he can't get no job.
You probably right.
But I mean,
his hair is sticking straight up now.
But like they say, sex sells, your appearance sells as well.
So. Absolutely, and then I'm glad you said that too, because look, we ain't judging you guys.
Right.
We ain't judging, but we all went through that phase too. We had to learn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And no one's saying that you shouldn't be entitled to dress as you want to. Everybody should be entitled to dress as they please or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, there are certain times where certain looks are more appropriate in that situation. But given the fact that everybody is entitled to dress as they please, do you believe there's a point where freedom of dress? Do y'all believe that there's a point where freedom of dress hinders you from opportunities?
I mean, I think so. In certain situations, like if you go into an interview, you can't wear no pajamas.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you just can't do that. Now, if you at work and they say business casual, you can't go to school. You can't go to work with a bonnet on your head if it's business casual.
Right.
You can't go there with jeans with holes in it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, certain looks is appropriate, and certain looks are not. Now, if you want to wear your jeans with the little holes in it and a t-shirt on, to the grocery store, yeah, it's appropriate to wear those things at grocery stores, but it's not appropriate to wear those things at work.
Right.
And I think that's what the misconception of the freedom. Yes, you got the freedom to do that as well, and they got the freedom to fire you for looking like that.
But you know what? One of those things is where where it hinders you from opportunities. Like now, you have the freedom to dress any kind of way you want, even when you go into the grocery store, right? But let's just say if I decided I was gonna go to the grocery store in a sleeveless t-shirt, probably got a couple holes in it. I got on some basketball shorts, probably some paint on it from where I was, working, doing something, and I'm in a grocery store. Now I'm entitled to do that.
Right.
But where I believe it hinders you from opportunities is that you never know who's in that store.
Right.
You may be in line and somebody might be behind you saying, you know what, man, I just opened up this new company. I'm looking for a strong manager, in this company, I'm willing to pay somebody $80,000 a year to do this, that, and the third. And you thinking to yourself like, damn, I could do that. And you turn around and be like, hey, I'm interested. I have to, here, I have my resume. I can get you my resume, this, that, and the third. And then he looks at me like, I'm supposed to believe that your resume says that you can do this job, this, that, and the third. No one is saying go to the grocery store G'd up.
Right.
But what we're saying is at least be presentable.
Yeah, let's be presentable.
Yeah, you can do anything you want, like that's fine. But you just gotta understand that with anything you do, consequences come with it.
Absolutely.
Like that's all you have to understand is like people are gonna judge you for on appearance first because that's just inherently how we are.
Yeah.
So you have the freedom to do whatever. It's just like with anything, you can do whatever you want, but you have to understand that you're gonna be judged a certain way. People are gonna look at you a certain way, and that's just the way it is. So it's fine. Do what you want.
Right.
Please do.
Exactly.
Just understand what comes with that.
Right. Exactly. I mean, by all means, express yourself, but then also know when to express yourself. Going to a job interview or just being at work or whatever, you have to be dressed business casual. Make sure you're doing that because you never know where it comes to a point where your boss is walking around and they look at everybody, all their coworkers or whatnot, and they say this person I like the way they dress or whatever. I might try to call them to the office and say, hey, I'm gonna give you a raise or a promotion or something like that. I mean. That goes a long way, but by you just dressing any kind of way and kind of like what Vincent was saying, you're in the grocery store and for example, your boss is right behind you and you sitting up here sagging your pants and whatnot, they're gonna be like, dang, I hired this dude,
right? Right.
I can't really take him seriously because of looking the way he's dressed and how he's carrying himself. It's like he doesn't care about himself or care about anybody. And maybe he doesn't care about my business or whatnot. So,
Or like the other video we saw as well. Like this dude, he was at a gas station and it was this girl he was trying to holler at. And he rolled up on her. He had a big old hole in his shirt on his shoulder. And he was trying to crack on it. He trying to grab it. And she was like, oh, let me see your shoes. And I forgot what she said he had. You couldn't see his shoes, but she said something. He had some old dusty shoes on. He had a hole in his shirt. Bro, why you think you about to bag this girl looking like that, bro?
Right. So.
Yeah. I mean, now, we're talking about the freedom of dress or whatever, is there a such thing as, do y'all believe there's a such thing as going too far with freedom of dress? And if so, at what point is that?
I think you can go too far if you got a certain dress code and you constantly going over and board, then yeah. And if you wearing things that's discriminatory towards others, then I think that's going too far as well. And I just think those are the things that you can go too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember when I first started working in this one place, and when I first started, they said they had just changed the dress code because, when I got there, it was just business casual every day, and I think sometimes they would let us if you like hit a sales goal or whatever, they give you what's called a jeans pass. So if you came to work in jeans one day, you still had to wear a polo, like a polo or a button-up shirt. Mm-hmm. You could still wear your jeans though, jeans and sneakers, but you had to give them your jeans pass. But they said before I got there, the dress code was a little bit more relaxed, where you could wear jeans pretty much every day. But people took it too far. People would come to work in pajamas. People would come to work in like slides, like open toe shoes. Like they would come to work with some crazy stuff. So
club gear.
Yeah, come to work like looking
booty
a mess.
hanging out.
And that's the thing. I think that's why companies have dress codes to keep people within certain parameters. Because some people are just gonna go overboard with it. We don't know why. They just do.
Then get hit with those sexual harassment lawsuits because the girl came there in the mini dress and the guy was trying to get up on her.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, and even with like, women or just dudes just dressing wherever they want to in a corporate setting or even in a grocery store. Like, for example, females wearing like booty shorts and like a spaghetti strap or whatever, and she's happy with herself. She loves showing off her body. She loves how she feels or whatnot. I mean, that's cool and all, but then you have to also think about people that are looking at you. They're probably thinking that you're a thought or a hoe or something like that, and you might not like that, and it's not right for people to judge. But then you also got to realize that when you're going out dressing like that, or dressing like wearing tight jeans and your pants sagging, people won't put you in that certain category or whatnot. And so why give people that power to judge you when you could fix those things yourself or whatnot? So
yeah, absolutely. And I agree, because I do think that there is, even let's just say if it's like you're out and about, like on your regular day, right. You're not at work, you're not job interview, college, or nothing like that. You're not even on a date. It's your day off. You're going out. You do have the freedom to dress as you please. Mm-hmm. But I do think that there are times where people really do just take it too far. And at what point is that? I think it's when it I don't know. I think it's one of those when you do start to, when it gets offensive. Right. Now that is one of those things that's in the eye of the beholder, mm-hmm. or whatever. So let's just say, for instance, a club night or whatever. When I go to the club, of course I want to see a girl that looks good. She's dressed nice or whatever. She got a nice outfit.
You want to see some skin
too?
Yeah,
you want to see some skin or whatever.
No,
but
I want to see it all.
Yeah, but think about, come on now. This is where it goes too far. I've been into clubs where girls got on outfits where it's literally like okay, they went in fishnet. The whole outfit was fishnet. I can literally see her entire body. Now, don't get me wrong. The man in me is like, okay, that look good. But then after that, I'm like, okay, once I'm over the appearance, how good she look or whatever, I'm like,
if I see a girl in fishnets like that, the whole outfit, I think she ratchet.
Yeah, I mean, and that's but I'm saying, but like I said, there's freedom of dress, but then like I said, there's a point where it does go too far. Yeah. Look, okay, you wear outfits with some skin exposed, okay, whatever. Women do that. That's perfectly okay or whatever. But come on now, you got on an outfit like the whole thing is fishnet. Your entire body is out. Come on, we have seen this before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. The dog in us is like, we, but when you get over that part, you're looking at like, yo, what the hell she got on, man? Like, nothing is covered up. Fishnets don't cover up nothing.
Hey, but sometimes, it's a double standard when it comes to that too, because sometimes a certain girl can wear this one outfit, but then another one it don't look so good on. We be like, why she got it on?
I mean, that's a whole different topic, But it is still going too far, if you ask me, But that's a whole different topic, the double standard there, like body size and body type.
The dress though is good, man.
Right. But we know sometimes some girls don't look the same, and some.
Well, and that's true, and that's true. But but even for men, like I said, there's a time when we as men, I ain't gonna say we because we don't do that, but there are some men who take freedom of dress too far. They come in there, they got jeans. The jeans is damn near like 2 inches above their knee because it's that's how low they're sagging. Right. They got their drawers showing.
The shirt tucked into
Yeah.
that drawers.
Yeah,
What is that
you know
about?
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I don't get that.
Then they got like a bandana around their head, and and they got, I don't know, loads of jewelry just hanging off them. Like I said,
Oh, I know what you was about to say.
look,
I thought you about to say some
jewelry
lip gloss or something. Like,
shit,
you
I
got-
don't know. It's 2021. Dudes be walking around, lips be popping in it. So
Okay, little mo.
But I mean, it's funny. So I have 2 stories real quick.
Yeah.
So, the previous job that I had, I went in for an interview, whatever. It was like me and a couple other dudes sitting there, whatever. A guy had on some Nike slide-ons with a hoodie on, and I'm like, I'm here dressed in a suit or whatever. Come on, like you shouldn't be dressed up like that. And then another time when you and myself, when we went to that burger spot downtown Raleigh, a dude came in there, had on some shorts, fishnet stockings, and some combat boots, asking for an application. I'm like, dude, like,
was it tacky day?
it must have been, man.
He was
He didn't get that job.
he lived the alternative lifestyle.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
He had on like these little short cut off jean shorts, some fishnet stockings.
Okay,
and
look, and that's your lifestyle.
yeah, and that's
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. And here's my thing: like, if that's your lifestyle, that's fine. That's you. You
But
do
he was
you.
coming in there for
But-
an application.
Exactly, and that's why, like, that's the main thing. No matter what your lifestyle is, when you're coming in to get a job or anything like that, make sure you're dressing the part because, like I said, your look sells. And if that person sees that, hey, this person's dressed up, I don't care about anything else. I just want to make sure that they can do the job and
I wonder if he got that job.
I don't know.
Probably didn't, because people don't realize, like what you were just saying. Part of your look. I mean, people shouldn't judge you, but at the end of the day, when you're going into something, well, like I said, whether it's a dating situation, whatever, your look is the first part that they get to see of you. Before you hand them a resume, your appearance is your first look at your resume.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because until you hand them that paper, all they see is you. Like, and there are, look, it's human nature. When we are presented with a person, we're already making judgments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we're already coming to conclusions. So I would rather you look at me and be like, okay, well, he's dressed neat,
Right.
smells good, face is lined up, all that. It's not like all scraggly and rough and, rough looking and things like that. Like, because you don't know what my capabilities are or what my care level is, until I hand you the my actual paper resume.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to look that way first, so that by the time I hand you the resume, your confidence level only can go up from there instead of down. Right. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. So,
The craziest, I've seen people wearing like the craziest stuff is court. Like I've seen people wearing the crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, you remember that story I told you? I was like,
That's a quick way to get held in
locked
contempt.
up. I told you I went to court once because I had a ticket. Clearly, I was guilty. I was running like 90 something in like a 50, so I was probably going to jail that day. But I went to court in a suit or whatever because it's court. It's appropriate. No, there's not a dress code, but there's a standard.
Right.
It's not there's no rule that says you have to dress that way. But I am going into a federal building. This is a professional place or whatever, and this is the place where they can lock your ass up. So I'm not about to go. I'm bad enough. I'm already guilty of what I did. I'm not about to go in here looking guilty. Right. And all jokes aside, I when I got to court that day, I was dressed, in a suit like I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. My thing is, hell, the judge is dressed, the lawyers are dressed. Why am I not dressed? Why would I go in there with jeans and a t-shirt? Right. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the judge, he looked at me and he kind of studied the room or whatever, and he asked me to stand there, kind of put me on display a little bit, and he made me turn around, and he said, when you come to court, this is how you're supposed to look. You're supposed to be professional looking when you come to court. It doesn't matter that you're here for a traffic ticket or hell, if you're here on a murder charge, whatever. This is a professional environment. Right. And he said, hey, he asked me my name, he asked the DA for my ticket, and he said, I don't know what his charge is, and this, it was motor vehicle or whatever. So, it wasn't that serious. He was like, whatever it is, I'm throwing it out or whatever. He said, because, you came to court, you presented yourself well. There were literally dudes in there with big old, like, remember those big old belt buckles?
Yep.
Yeah.
They had T-shirts tucked inside that with the big old belt buckle with their names or some phrase on it. Yeah. Jeans that were hanging off their ass, sneakers, or Timberland boots and things like that. Okay, there was one girl there, and this dude, the judge, hit her with a contempt of court charge. She had on an orange bandana around her head, like a bow, not a bandana, but like a wrap around her head. Mm-hmm. She had on an orange top, bright ass orange, and little orange shorts that was like just below her thigh level, and some orange heels. She looked like she came straight from the club to the courthouse, and he hit her with a contempt of court charge, and he hit a few of them with that, and like a couple of them, he asked them take them away.
That's crazy
because they were dressed. Not that they were dressed inappropriate, but it is inappropriate. But I can't really say inappropriately because there's no dress code,
right?
But I'm like, what the hell were y'all thinking? This is court.
And I mean, to go back to the dude we saw at the burger place. I mean, by all means, like you want to express your freedom, like you want to express yourself or whatever. That's cool, but make sure that you know when to do it and whatnot. And my thing is like that can also hurt a business because if for example, you and Malcolm have a business, y'all have like selling cars or whatever, and somebody comes in there like dressed any kind of way, and then like you have, matter of fact, not even saying cars, I'll say like a food joint, and then you have this regular that constantly comes in there, and then he puts a lot of money into y'all business or whatnot because he loves how y'all treat him, and he loves the service. But if he sees that y'all bringing someone in there that looks any kind of way, they're gonna be like, man, I mean, they're gonna hire someone like that. That person's going to have to serve me, and they might not even care about the business. They just care about just getting a paycheck. I'm not going to put my money into this business anymore. So yeah, I mean, it sucks that it's like that. But just make sure that you are dressed the par in the right times or whatnot. So.
All right, man. Look, we put it out there, especially, black men. Like, look, you gotta look the part.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with dressing for success. Look, your streetwear, save it for the streets. When you're on a corner hanging with your homies, look, save that look for that. And and me personally, even then, I don't even think it's appropriate or whatever. But do you, but tailor your look to your environment. When you're in a business, dress in a business attire. When you're when you're in a formal event, dress in a formal manner. When you're in a dress down manner, in environment, dress down a little bit. Put your jeans on. There's nothing wrong with jeans. We all wear jeans. Hell, we all got on jeans now or whatever. I mean, I got on joggers. But that's the environment that we're in right now. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I got on basketball shorts.
But you're at home. And that's what I was going to say. The only time you should come out in pajama wear is never. Yeah. Leave your pajama wear at your house or your yard. It shouldn't go no further than there. Don't go to the store in your pajamas. You look stupid. You look like you probably didn't wash. In most cases, you probably didn't. And you look like it. So, yeah. All right, man. That's all we got, man. I hope my brothers, especially the brothers, I hope y'all got something out of that. Like just look, we got to take more pride in our pants. We want the world to take us serious. Right. Nobody's going to take us serious until we take us serious. So, it's been another episode of the After 29 podcast, man. Until next time, peace.
Peace.